Hello everyone, welcome back to another zypher video. In this one, I'm going to be kind of just going over of how I fixed my heated and cooled seat on the driver's side. Now, a little backstory for you. When I originally bought this car for $1,500, the heated and cooled seats on both sides did not work. I eventually figured out that the heating and cooled seat module is located underneath the passenger side. So it's a little hard to see with the seat installed, but it's actually right there at the center of the screen next to that yellow airbag connector. That's the module to control the heated and cooled seats on both sides. That module, I was fighting to get the connector off of it, and I finally get it off, and I realized why it's so hard. The problem is, one of the pins was completely burnt out and it fried the module. Also, the seat needed to be replaced, so I did that. So this is a junkyard replacement right there. This, however, is the original, and we can see how amazing shape it is currently in. So when I got this seat replaced, the heating and cooled function worked on this seat, but when you did either mode on the driver's seat, it would come on for about 5 seconds and then turn right off. I scanned the codes and it said backrest over temperature detected, which would be the TED module behind this seat. Now, long story short, I had another seat that I ripped apart for parts, and I also removed the TED module, the thermoelectric device, on the backrest and the bottom. So yesterday, I thought to myself, well, wait a minute, why don't I just replace the TED module in the back? And that's a bit easier said than done, because for this car, you have to remove, according to shop information, you have to remove the seat, and then you have to disengage a bunch of clips on these two corners, this side and that side. And then there's this J hook that connects the seat to this part. So you kind of have to lift this up because this isn't separate. Unlike some other Ford and Lincoln vehicles of the era, you can just disconnect this J clip and pull the seat up. On the Zephyr, they didn't do that. You gotta like remove the airbag and everything, and it's a whole mess. So I thought to myself, well, the seat is already in pretty piss poor condition. So, and I didn't really care about it, and I didn't really want to spend all that time disconnecting all that stuff. So what I did is I just grabbed an X-Acto knife and just cut the seat on the left and right side of it here, and then disconnected this J clip and pulled it up. And there's the TED right there. It's right here. How this is held in is by these kind of support brackets. So you would grab it and then you would push it down and it would disengage. And then the electrical connector is right there. And this actually mounts here in a couple of places. So there's a zip tie somewhere, but there's a little push pin holding it in. And then there's this clip for the wire, and then it just sits right here. And so this is the replacement that I took from that other seat that I had some extras for. So I removed the old one, which is right somewhere. You just saw it. I don't know where it went. And I grabbed the replacement and just slapped it in, cleared the codes, and lo and behold, it started heating and cooling, and it works, and it stays on, and both sides do it. Now, because I don't really care about the seat too much, I also removed the air filters that it has, that loop around here, and on the bottom, there's this kind of, well, you can't even, nope, hello. Well, you can't even see it here, but there would have been a filter right on top of here, and I just removed it, you know, to get some better airflow. Apologies, that was upside down. But anyway, if you don't really care about your seat too much and you got that sort of problem, just cut the seat back open and lift it up and go in and just swap in the new one. Now, personally, I don't like this just dangling here. So what we're gonna do is probably disconnect the airbag fuse and depower it, and then we're gonna drill holes inside of here, just the leather, and I'm gonna zip tie it here and here and here, so that way it's just not dangling like this, because I'm not sure how else to really do this besides not using zip ties, because I don't think tape is really gonna want to bond to styrofoam. So we're gonna get somewhere, and then when I'm done, we'll be back. And we are done. It's not the most prettiest thing on the planet, but it's a lot doable. More, it looks better than it just, you know, just hanging off the ground. So it'll last till I finally find a seat replacement. It seems like every single one of these, especially this generation, is these seats just fall apart when they get used. They just don't last. They tear up constantly, and that's the biggest problem I've seen, especially the driver's side. Almost none of them are in good shape, and the ones that are aren't cooled seats. So it's like, you know, why even bother getting them? Because I want to keep heating and cooled. Heating was standard on these. Cooled was optional. Well, that is it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching and have a good one.